Welcome to the Freud's Angels weekly reading, bringing the collective guidance and understanding for this week's energy.
Remember, never give your power up to a reader or a reading. You always have the power of autonomy.
Hey, angels, welcome to your weekly reading. We are reading from March 1st through the 6th.
You said March.
I know. It's like,
Holy shit.
I feel like, oh, okay, all right, we're doing this. Beware the Ides of March. So I was having a moment the other day, a Julius Caesar moment, a Shakespeare moment, and just, and
Well,
I was,
because I know what you're talking about, I'm like, oh, that is what it feels like.
yeah. Yes. So we are smack dab in a Mercury retrograde. But let's talk about the cards and we'll just check in with the retrograde.
Oh, okay. Well, if you listened to last week, you know that I pulled these two cards because I pull I pulled them that way. And when I looked at them, I was like, yo, these look exactly the same, or almost exactly the same. And I love when I look at them side by side to see this, right? So the last week we talked about diving deep. We talked about diving deep. We talked about the gems. We talked about I was fixated on these fish that are trying to eat these glowing orbs, obviously way in the depths of the ocean. Well, so the card that came out this time is the recognition card. And this mermaid is sitting almost exactly identical, which is a very laid back, like leaning on the side, leaning on the elbow, with the hips kind of sitting out, like just chilling. Like it's just like none of these are not stressful cards. Like diving deep wasn't stressful, and recognition isn't stressful. But she is a much lighter being, and I noticed that no fish are chasing orbs, and it's almost like like when you go dive deep and you eat the gem or you consume the gem or you do that work, the enlightenment comes from the inside out. And that's what I saw. Like I was just like, oh my god, she's glowing from the inside out. That's the difference, right? And the recognition part of it, like it's kind of a blanket word, right? Like recognition can mean a lot of things. It can mean getting actual recognition for something that you've done, but it can also be giving yourself recognition for the things that you have discovered. And that light from the inside out isn't always super fun, right? Because when we have to radiate out the things that we have recognized about ourselves as we've changed them and as we're growing, that is fucking painful. And other people sometimes do not like it. And I think you're muted.
I tried to say, see, this is what Mercury is doing, is saying you don't need to say that. I said, no, thank you.
Oh, yeah. That's funny. Yeah, Mercury was like, come on, man, you're doing this, whether you like it or not. Yeah, because that's what it is, right? Like, it's not good enough to just know the thing, right? Like, that's the thing that sucks about it, right? And you can't unknow what you know. So that's where recognition comes in. Like, it's almost like a precursor to embodiment. Like when I look at this and I'm like, oh, I'm very interested in what card is going to be pulled for the following week, right? Like, 'cause I'm seeing this pattern here of like dive deep, eat the orb, like let it grow from the inside out, recognize yourself, recognize the world, recognize like just being this like real recognition, but like on that soul level, like that you feel like you're getting ready to embody this, because you have to be strong in it in order to embody it. When we skip that step, then we end up back in the depths again, right? Like, so if we start to do the confident thing because we have recognized something on a very simple level, we fall back because we don't have enough information. We've gone, like somebody can just like question us and then we're like, oh my God, we fall all the way back in the hole. Right? Whereas if we take our time after we've found that those things about ourselves, those root things, and I don't want everybody to always think that we're talking about root pain things, because we're not. In our podcast last week, or in our reading last week, we talked about it being sometimes our spiritual gifts too, that we need to dive down deep and embody and, allow us to have. And so that's what I feel like this card is telling us. It's not just diving deep and then finding all your bad stuff and then be like, oh, let me fix it. It is the recognition of who the fuck you are, why the fuck you are that way, right? Which, yes, that's where sometimes our trauma comes in, but then sometimes our strengths come in. I was told yesterday that I was Captain America. That first when the first thought was, "Oh, you're Superwoman," and then it was like, "No, man, you are like Captain America. You are like nobody can hold you down." And I was like, "Yeah, that feels really good." And you're right. It sucks because I'm tired of people trying to hold me down, but yeah, like, and that felt good. Like that was a moment of recognition of who the fuck I am, right? And that means though that I have to sit with that and say, do you really feel that way about yourself? What makes you not feel that way? What does make you feel that way? Like, kind of sifting through all that stuff so that the embodiment feels untouchable. Because the only time embodiment feels untouchable is when we feel very grounded in whatever it is that we're trying to embody. So that's what I feel like this card is saying, is like this is this glowing from the inside out, and it's just starting, right? Because the card is still a little bit dark. Yeah, that it's just starting on your way to embodiment of whatever this is, but really sitting with the things that you found, talking to them, talking about them, learning about them, learning about how they got there, learning about how to make them shift if you'd like for them to shift so that you can feel embodied as the next version of you that you've chosen. Yeah. Felt good. That felt great.
Hey, have a great week.
Yeah.
Yeah. So our surrender card this week is it's not going to feel like it fits, but it does. We're going to surrender to passion. Get out of your head and feel the fire in your belly. Focus on the people or activities that ignite your passion and let it flow.
Oh no, that totally fits, right? The igniting from the inside out that's it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love it.
I just laugh at these cards sometimes and I'm like, you're all conspiring.
We're trying to hide from these lessons, please.
And I pulled these way before we even started. So like we even sat down and started. So it's like there was no way that we were talking and connecting energies at the time. This was all like separate from each other. This is, oh God. Anyways, and so so the numerology card in this is it's gonna make you laugh. So it's number 99, our favorite.
Wayne Gretzky. I must knock this thing off the wall getting so excited. Woo!
We know that.
You miss 100% of the shots you never take.
Yeah. And it is the compassion card. We've had this card come up a couple of times. And so, it's I think in this situation that we're talking about, right? The ignition from within, the passion. It's not just about having compassion for others, it's having compassion for ourselves. Because when we are in the discovery of whatever we're finding, when we're internal, it's like without compassion, we're not really in the embodiment of it, right? We're still in the judgment of it. And so when we're stepping into the embodiment and kind of in IFS, it's like they call it the core self, where the compassion lives. It's reconnecting to that part that has that compassion and love for ourselves without needing to be performative, without needing to be that thing. We have that for us, within us already. And it's about accessing that as we maneuver through. When we're igniting, we're going to, like you said, shine light on things that we may not wanted to see, and patterns and behaviors and whatever, and other things and many other things, not just those. But the compassion, it's like that old saying that is running around the internet on every meme you can find. If you're not included in your compassion, then it is incomplete.
Mm.
Our woundings and what we learn and what we see and what we feel gives us compassion for others, but we have to have it for ourselves, because that's where true embodiment of our light exists. And so during a Mercury retrograde, during all this We're in the eclipse season, all the things that are happening, the intensity of all the things that are happening. Invite in that compassion. And if you don't know how to access it, you just invite it in, saying, I really want to access this compassion. And the inspiration, the wisdom, the understanding will arrive. You just have to open the door for it.
And I don't want people to confuse compassion with forgiveness yet, because I think that sometimes people think that it's some sort of permission giving, and it's like, no, I mean, it really is just like it's like a radical acceptance from love, of just saying like, ooh, there's a reason for that. Like it can literally be that simple. The compassion can be, there's a reason for that I just don't know yet, right? And that's that. It just takes you out of your negative. It takes you out of your this is the way that it is, the way that it is, like, it's because I'm bad, or it's because I did whatever, or it's because whatever, just being able to like, there's probably a reason for that. You're probably not inherently evil. So let's have a little bit more of compassion, right? Because I do think that a lot of people misread that word when they hear it. They think of it as like super soft, fuzzy permission. And it's not.
No.
It's understanding. It's
the space giving for the reality and the truth of the experience without shaming, blaming, or judging. It doesn't mean that it was right. It doesn't mean that it was okay. What it means is, oh, I see what happened. And I'm not going to sit here and self-flagellate. I'm going to understand it and understand how it got here, where it happened, why it happened, so that I can make corrective action, or that compassion's the key to the doorway to healing, to understanding, to atoning, what if we need to whatever it is we need to do the repair piece of growing. It gives us the doorway to do that, because we can't repair when we're in that place of self-judgment, because we're not going to repair from a place of, I'm taking accountability for what happened, even if it's to the self, right? Even if it's like, in class, we meet with the spirit of our body, and the compassion that we have isn't to say, oh, my body forgives me for everything I've done to it. It says, oh, I understand why you feel that way, and I'm here to be responsible for how I treat you. And it's more for atonement, not atonement. It sounds so fucking religious.
I know, right?
It's more accountability. It's accountability, or whatever is leading to the accountability or the repair of the situation.
Right.
I'm probably botching that, but anyways, that's how I see it. Because I too used to be like, I don't deserve compassion. I'm like, of course you do, girl. And that's the learning of understanding and redefining compassion. It's because it is portrayed as a soft, fuzzy.
Yeah, I felt that like when you said it, where I was just like, I think a lot of people, but I know a lot of people struggle with that because they don't understand really what it means. They feel like it's they feel like it's something else, and that they can't, that's not the way that they're gonna, if I'm too soft with it, then I'm not gonna change. Like, false, fake news.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so we're in a solar eclipse. We're in eclipse season. We had the solar eclipse 2 weeks ago, I think. Yeah, 2 weeks now. And we are having a Mercury Cazimi on Saturday the 7th. What does that mean? Cazimi is when, I've said this before, but in case you haven't heard it, the planet that's in retrograde, or even if it's direct, lines up with the sun. So it's like they kind of form an alignment, right? And so when Cazimis happen, it's almost like they highlight that planet. It's like gives it an extra boost. It's like plugged into the sun. And so in a retrograde, it's like a moment to come up for air. It's a moment to breathe. And this one, I think, we have to be careful, because Pisces is its detriment, is Mercury's detriment. It's not comfortable. It's not exalted in this sign. And so one of the things in this Cazimi, I think, is like a lessening of the intensity, a lessening of the foot being on the gas, or the foot being on your neck, whatever you feel it's been doing. It's not to say it's going to feel that way, but some people, I know I will. I'm already like, okay, I have to make sure I'm fully stocked with chocolate and Kleenexes and all of the things that help me soothe when I'm in a retrograde, right?
Mhm.
I got Qigong classes scheduled with people who are teaching. Like I've got all the things that I can do in order to
Yeah.
soothe my nervous system and myself through what I'm going through. And so that's kind of that moment where you can just take a breath and just be still, and it doesn't feel the intensity. And if you're a person who does not feel a Mercury retrograde like we do, I am ever so grateful.
Yeah.
There's got to be somebody out there that is like, a Mercury what?
Yeah. Well, I think there's people who say that
Without realizing that
Yeah.
they're experiencing it.
Because I know for me, awareness was key to being like, oh, that's what happens, because it's not all the time, like, and like that's why Grace is really good about being able to say, here's where it is, or here's the things, right? Like, or if you watch people, astrologers, they might tell you like certain signs might feel it different because this is where it is, right? Because I've definitely noticed that where there have been some retrogrades, like the last one. Nothing really happened. Like I was like, and Grace was not okay. And I was like smooth. I was like, I'm waiting for the shoe to drop because this doesn't happen very often, but it was a great one for me.
Yeah.
This one doesn't feel like it's going to be that great, but it's the awareness part of it, of saying, okay, well, what would it highlight? What would it be something that so that I can work with it, so that I can just know that, just like anything else that happens, if my tire goes flat, I just start working with the tools to change the tire. And that's just what I do. I don't wallow in the fact the friggin' tire went flat.
So true. So let's talk about the other big, I think more, I don't want to say intense, but a bigger piece of astrology this week is March 3rd. So it's Tuesday. It is a total lunar eclipse this time. Instead of the solar eclipse we had back 2 weeks ago, it is a total lunar eclipse in Virgo. Oh, girl. And so what does this mean? Virgo is about perfectionism. Virgo is about being right. Virgo is about like always having like doing things because Virgo knows what it's supposed to do and how to do it, and it knows the best way, and that's kind of Virgo energy. And so this lunar eclipse is releasing a lot of that, releasing the perfectionism, releasing the excessive self-criticism. It's releasing things in a way that it's kind of like giving you the energy for you to be able to say, I don't need to be that perfectionism. Perfectionism is a front for wounding, right? Perfectionism is a front for insecurity, unworthiness, whatever. It's allowing yourself to see, because it's what eclipses do, guys. They expose things. I can't tell you how many epiphanies I have had around eclipses. Whenever they come, I'm like, I'm gonna get this massive moment of awareness, and it is gonna be big, and it is gonna be like, oh fuck. Like right now, like I'm in awareness of where I'm still wounded around feeling like I need to prove my worth and being people's friends and in relationships. And that if I'm not doing something or feeling like I'm adding value to their life, I don't feel worthy of those things. And I'm like, I thought we did this a couple of times. Apparently there's still more there.
Mass layers.
So that was like the solar eclipse for me. And in Virgo, it is not, these astrologic things this year have been so like, oh, you can't help but know that it's like, these are not coincidental. Everything feels almost orchestrated, but it's not. It's just the planets. So
I've tried to fight some of the stuff, and it's still,
we
trust
can't.
me on it. I mean, I fight everything, right? Like that's what I do.
So when we have this lunar eclipse in Virgo, we're not only in Pisces season, okay, we're in Pisces season, we're having a Mercury retrograde in Pisces, and Pisces is the sister sign of Virgo. And so
they're like ganging up on us like family style.
So it's this axis of the flowy, emotional, like really big emotion with the very logical and the very perfection that I know how to do it the best way. And that kind of like overthinking, self-critical type of way. And then you have Pisces, who is very airy fairy and watery and emotion. And I love you. You're my, and so there's these opposites that are happening. And we have some major events happening in both sides of different things. And so find out where Pisces is in your chart. What house is it? Find out where Virgo is in your chart and what house it is in. You will see in the lunar eclipse that you will see the relief of that nature wherever that is in your chart. And in this retrograde, you're going to be reviewing some of the things that are in this wherever Pisces is. For Vanessa and I, it's our work, it's our career. So, or what we do into the world, like that kind of energy. But we will also, in tandem, I feel now, astrologers all have their opinions, but I feel that in tandem with this lunar eclipse in Virgo, and we have a Mercury retrograde in Pisces, I feel that it's giving us the permission to do it without the self-criticism, without the overthinking and the perfectionism and thinking we're failing and thinking that anything we do, if we make a mistake, that we're just, it's that Virgo energy that we portray onto what we do in the world. And it doesn't necessarily mean our jobs. It could mean the things that we're passionate about, right? And so when we're getting that relief with this lunar eclipse, and we're getting it really close to that Cazimi, which means that we're really close to the halfway point of Mercury retrograde. So after this lunar eclipse, right, taking this energy of releasing the perfectionism, the self-criticism, and all of that overthinking, and we're going to have a moment to release that, but we're going to integrate it with what this retrograde in Pisces is doing for us. And so that we can kind of go, oh, we're going to see where we're overthinking. We're going to see where we're self-critical. We're going to see where perfectionism prevents us from moving forward. And we're going to get relief from that lunar eclipse. And then what happens is that we ride this retrograde out, and then we can take action forward. So whatever you are experiencing, I use us as an example because there's 12 zodiac signs. I could answer them all. So I'm giving you kind of just how this plays in. And so come the end of retrograde, which is the 20th of March, what will happen is, well, of course, we have post shadow, right? There's always that. But we're going to find that we feel more confident and bold, and we feel more understanding and soft and compassionate in the places where that Pisces is in, right? So for us, it's our career, it's our work, it's our life's work. It's not just jobs, it's life work. And it's going to give us this breathing space to allow ourselves to make mistakes, to allow ourselves to learn, and to give ourselves the grace of just, you know what, we've got this. We're learning how to do this. We don't know how to do it because we haven't done it before. It's giving ourselves that extra sense of, we're going to do this because we want to, and we know it's what we're going to do, but we're going to make mistakes all along the way. And it's about learning, and we're going to give ourselves that beautiful Piscean grace in spaces where our Virgo wants to show up, if that makes sense. Yeah. So that's how I kind of see this playing out in this week. It's a big week. Not that 2 weeks ago wasn't a big week, but this is even bigger, I feel. So just be aware. Go check your chart. Where's Pisces? Where's Virgo? Where are you holding criticism and self-judgment in whatever house that Pisces is in? Is it in family? Is it in, like, maybe you criticize yourself as being a mom? Maybe that's a thing. Or is it resources? Is it, look at where they are and look at what, Virgo brings to the table of that situation, and allow it to give you a feeling of what could be happening. Your life, it's always going to happen the way it happens. It's not perfect. It's not predictive. But it's just giving you the energy of what could be happening in these areas. And, and whatever Virgo is, and Virgo's our fourth house. I don't know what our fourth house is. I forget off the top of my head, but just, you'll see the energies in the places that you're receiving support in. So yeah. Did I tell the money card yet?
No, we didn't do the money card.
Okay. So I feel like I've been on a little bit of a tangent.
Yeah, okay.
I am grateful for all that I have in my life, which is true. And so, that sense of It's okay to still want more, but it's helpful to always see what you have versus what you don't have. My friends,
That's how it grows, by the
Yeah.
way.
happy lunar eclipse. Happy Mercury retrograde. We got this. Together we are stronger. That is my mantra, is
Mhm.
together we are stronger. And so I'm sending you all of my love, and we are here should you need us.
Yes. Love you. Thanks for listening.
We hope we gave you something to support your journey.
Check out our Facebook or Instagram page to connect with us.
Have a great week.